I'm really excited to share this expert insight with you. I had the chance to sit down with someone who I truly admire, a healthcare professional. Her name is Taylor Lugash. We sat down for an incredible 2.5 hour conversation, but what you're about to see is just a short clip from that full session. And she has a incredibly unique and unconventional background. Taylor graduated from the University of Georgia with a degree in psychology. She then went on to earn her nursing degree from SUNY Downstate, New York. She later moved back to Georgia where she served as a nurse within the Piedmont healthcare system for several years. Piedmont healthcare, very well known here in Georgia. Eventually, she returned to New York where she worked at the prestigious New York Presbyterian. She served alongside world-class healthcare providers from Columbia and Cornell. What's especially interesting about Taylor is that at one point she seriously considered making an unconventional career change from nursing into medical sales. She's driven by her passions and interest in the field, but in the end, she chose to go back to school to become a surgeon. So she's currently studying at Columbia University while continuing to work part-time as a nurse. Taylor is incredibly impressive. She's brilliant. She brings such great energy. She has a natural ability to connect with people. She'll be great at whatever she chooses to do, and I feel lucky to share a piece of her journey with you here. Enjoy this insight from Taylor Lugash.
That is my best negotiation tip for other nurses and even Medsales people with a difficult surgeon. But as a nurse, I've had so many different moments where I've been in a room, I call it the negotiation room. It's the patient room, right? Like it's their room for the day.
You call the patient room the negotiation room.
That's their faces.
Yeah,
They
of course.
don't know that, but I know that.
No,
The
that's
other
the insight.
like it's true. It's the negotiation room. It's where they have their sense of like space and home and ownership in the hospital. And when you walk in their room, you're actually serving them. A lot of nurses just go in and they're like, I'm the boss. Cause like we are. Like in the end, we can do things, but obviously to patients will.
Yeah.
But like I take an approach that's more like I'm your guest, like I'm in your space, like let me be here for you and like really let them feel that. And once people feel that, once people really feel that there's a trust, whether or not they need to trust you wholly or just the fact that you got them that day, which is usually enough for people, like, hey, I'm showing up, I'm asking questions, I'm actually listening to your responses. And I really am doing what I'm saying. Like if I tell you that I'm going to be back with pain medicine, I'm going to be back with it.
Yes.
Or an alternative, if for some reason, I look through some stuff in your chart and I'm like, this might not be the best option for us. Here are other options. I'm going to take the time to sit down and talk you through it because you are an active participant in this.
Yeah.
So anytime, just back on the sales track, like anytime that I'm trying to negotiate with somebody that I'm really trying to get them to do what I want them to do because it's genuinely better for them. Like honestly.
Yeah.
That's really the only reason I negotiate.
Just because doesn't mean that they are bought in and on board.
Or, yeah, exactly, on board, like willing to accept
Yeah.
the information, let alone like the suggestion that I have for them. Which I know is better for them. Sometimes it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But you have to realize who you're dealing with. Like that's it. That's all that matters is the other person on the receiving end. Like what is it that is going to drive them to agree with me today? How can I get them to see my side to where it's going to benefit everybody?
Yeah, because if they're reluctantly, like they don't really choose to, and you kind of put them in a position where they feel forced,
right?
That's probably going to bite you later.
Right.
Either if things don't go well or they're going to be there for the next couple of weeks or whatever. Now you're dealing with someone who's like, they know there's like an unspoken thing that you don't really care how much they're bought in.
Yeah.
Versus someone who's like, you've taken the time to at least try to explain and connect.
Yeah.
And be like, you know what, thank you so much for helping. Now I trust you. Tell me whatever.
Their experience with anyone inpatient, even nurses, most nurses, is like, you're here to do what you need to do, not for what I need us to do together. Like, it doesn't feel like a teamwork environment. And like, that is my best negotiation tip for other nurses and even Medsales people with a difficult surgeon, whatever, like, is just tapping into like, who am I working with and how can we actually work together? Like, there has to be something that I can be aware of in this relationship.
Yeah.
Whether or not we agree on things or not fundamentally. Like, I think this is best for you. You don't. How can I meet you in the middle somewhere to where I still feel like I'm winning?
Yeah.
Or I'm still feeling like, because like my winning is us all winning.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can I get you to be on my team? And so that's always the goal. And it's such a deal, but 95% of the time I get there.
That's
and
huge.
It feels so awesome. And it feels good to be able to pass like a difficult patient on to the next nurse that night, even if it's the same nurse and they're like, how's Bill? And you're like, they're just expecting you to be like, he was difficult all day, didn't want to do anything. Like, God bless, I barely got him these meds, and list them off. And it's just like, no, sometimes I just love being like, yeah, no, we did it all.
Yeah.
He got his diagnostics he needed. He's taken his meds. He has an understanding. And they look at me like, how did you do that?
He's so difficult.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually, I took the time to understand what he cares about, what his fear is.
What it is that's holding him back.